I've got my top 10 busts across hitters in fantasy baseball, and that list is coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We are almost at the quarter pole in the season, and it's time to look at which hitters are not performing up to expectations and how worried we should be. If you like this content, then please smash that like button. And a special thanks goes to all of our subscribers who have been watching these videos, as you now account for 14% of all viewers. To the other 86% of viewers that haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so as it helps me create these videos for you. Also, leave a comment on a player that you think deserves to be on this list. Do you have a burning fantasy baseball question? Ask me on Q. Go to askmeonq.com/beattheodds, submit your question, and for a small fee, I will personalize a response and send it to your email. It's super easy to do, and it's a great way to get fantasy baseball advice while also supporting this channel. Now let's kick off this list at number 10. We got Mitch Garver. Preseason rank was 173rd, currently ranked 769 in the game. This season he's got 9 runs scored, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in, and a 163 average. I admittedly hyped up Garver in the preseason. He was slated to back cleanup while DHing the entire season, which is a great recipe for a catcher. But instead of a potential sleeper candidate, Garver has proven to be too much of a detriment to roster on a team. He's making very little contact, and he's striking out way too much. He's likely going to heat up at some point in the summer, but for now, stay far away. Let's go to number 9. We have Austin Riley. Preseason rank was 15th. He's currently ranked 265th in the game. 18 runs scored, 3 homers, 18 runs batted in, and a 237 average so far this season. I didn't think that I'd say this, but the middle of the Atlanta lineup is just not scary right now. It will be, though. Mark my words. Riley has hurt his fantasy squad to start the year, but it only takes a multi-home run game to align his numbers closer to where we are used to seeing them. The rest of his peripherals don't cause me too much concern. He's a prime buy low candidate. You're going to want Riley on your squad in August. Let's go to number 8. We have Julio Rodriguez, currently ranked 354th in the game. His preseason rank was 4. He's got 12 runs, a homer, 11 runs batted in, 7 stolen bases, and a 254 average so far this season. Now, I did an episode on J-Rod. You can find it here. And I still stand by what I said a few weeks ago. Julio strikes out too much, and he doesn't walk nearly enough. And that makes his value very dependent on his power and speed. Now, he is running. He's just not consistently hitting the ball hard, and he's really struggling against off-speed pitches right now. I do have faith that J-Rod will right the ship. He's just too good not to. Moving on to number 7, we have Matt Olson. Preseason rank was number 9. He's currently ranked 495th in the game. 14 runs scored, 3 homers, 16 runs batted in, and a 197 average so far this season. Now, what I said about Austin Riley applies also to Matt Olson. His average exit velocity is actually at a career high 94.8 miles per hour. His hard hit percentage is also a career high 57.8%. It's going to start to translate into more in-game power. He's obviously another buy low candidate. It's probably too late to get him back to the 50 home run plateau this year, but he's still got plenty of time to grab 40. Stay the course if you have him. Moving on to number 6, we have Paul Goldschmidt, 49th ranked in the game to start the season. He's currently ranked 573rd. 16 runs scored, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in, a stolen base, and a 203 average so far this season. These next couple of seasons are critical to Goldschmidt's chances of being considered for the Hall of Fame, and he's not helping himself out at all. His strikeout rate is very concerning. At 29.9%, it's considerably higher than his career rate of 22.5%. He has seen a steady decline in his ability to make contact for 5 straight seasons. Now, he's not going to return his ADP this season, and he's dangerously close to ending up on many benches in fantasy leagues. Moving on to number 5, we have Corey Seager. Preseason rank was 23rd. He's currently ranked 479 in the game. 14 runs scored, 3 homers, 13 runs batted in, and a 227 average this year. I predicted a massive bounce back season from Seager last year, and injuries aside, we certainly got one. I expected some regression this year, but not this much. He's not squaring up the ball like we're used to seeing from him. His slugging so far this season is almost half of what it was last year. The good news is that he's further removed from his hernia surgery, so his bat should be primed for a big second half. Let's go to number 4. We have Gleyber Torres. Preseason rank was 71st. He's currently ranked 585 in the game. 16 runs scored, 1 homer, 7 runs batted in, 3 stolen bases, and a .222 average so far this season. Many of us were reaching for Torres in drafts as he was supposed to be a lock for the leadoff spot in the Bronx. A hot start from Anthony Volpe changed that in early April. He's showing almost no power, which is very odd considering he posted solid slugging numbers in recent years. He's not going to be this bad all year, but he's not going to be good enough to save his season this year. Moving on to number 3, we have Randy Arozarena, 31st ranked in the game here. He's currently ranked 450 for the season so far. 15 runs scored, 5 homers, 11 runs batted in, 6 stolen bases, and a 147 average. Now, Randy has a history of trying to hammer every pitch he sees. His results this year have him with 5 homers out of 19 total hits with 43 strikeouts. He needs to ease up on the swing and start putting more balls in play. Now, that's not an easy correction to make for the face of the Rays franchise. He is going to hit better than 147 the rest of the way, but given that his expected batting average sits at only 200, I'm not really expecting a whole lot in that department. Let's go to number 2. We have Bo Bichette. For his preseason rank was 38th. He's currently ranked 696 in the season so far. 10 runs, a homer, 11 runs batted in, 3 stolen bases, and a 195 average. Now, what's going on with Bo this year? He led the league in hits in 2021 and 2022, and he had a shot to do it again in 2023 if he didn't happen to miss 27 games. He's making contact still. He remains elite at putting bat to ball, but he has just not been making good contact. He's in the bottom 3rd% in the league in sweet spot percentage after being in the top 10% in the league last year. Now, he's too disciplined a hitter to continue to be this bad, so I'm betting on a return to form from him before too long. And finally, at number 1, we have Corbin Carroll. His preseason rank was 6th. He's currently ranked 522nd in the league. 14 runs scored, a homer, 7 runs batted in, 8 stolen bases, and a .203 average. Now, he has been a little unlucky. He's currently showing pretty good plate discipline, but he just can't hit a lick right now. He needs a dynamic swing for his wiry 165-pound frame to generate enough momentum to hit a ball over the fence, and that's just not happening for him. He has 1 homer this season, a wall scraper to the opposite field, where he was hitting balls all over the yard last season. It's his shoulder, plain and simple, and you should be worried about it. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.